So, today, Tuesday the 14th of Jan, it's looking pretty not too bad on Bitcoin. We've had a really nice buyback. Let me get the wrong. Let me delete
Jackie
this.
boy, how
Hello,
you doing,
brother.
mate?
Good morning, good afternoon to you.
Yeah,
Um,
afternoon for me, broski. About to record part two of my video posted yesterday because my trading view just packed up on me, the app yesterday for like literally an hour. I was like, what the frick? So yeah, I'm gonna do continue the video I'm doing for the long term thesis on Bitcoin, everything
okay,
like that.
nice, nice, nice. Trading view failing. I actually haven't had that before. Very strange.
I think it was something to do with my I don't know, it's Dubai. It's to do with the internet and then the VPN, and sometimes it just freaks out, and then you have to like reset the VPN, get rid of the internet. It's just weird. But yeah, it's called the Dubai Wall. But yeah, and I did a video yesterday. I'm gonna probably continue it and then just go through like everyone does price predictions, but I want to do like what happens if the price predictions don't happen.
Yeah,
How do you actually get out? Best way to
yeah.
go. But anyway, enjoy your stream, Bresky.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. So, yes, we were talking about yesterday that if were to get a dump, we would like to see a massive wick down and then a regain of the yearly open. We've got exactly that. We wicked into the high 89k, so the structure down here. Now, we still are making lower lows. We have broken sort of like this high up here, which is good. We've regained these levels. What we do want to see now, especially if we come up to here and we stop, if we come up December and stop, if we come up to here and stop, we want to see a higher low. That's all we want to see now. We want to see a higher low, especially on the 4 hour. I'm going to get rid of all these drawings now because this has served its purpose. It's literally just happened. And that has literally just happened. So, I think also we were talking about that 90k liquidity, which was underneath this wick right here. And we have got all of that. So now, wherever we stop up here, I want to see a higher low, especially probably around somewhere in here. This low is really important now, and we've got a massive wick underneath it. I'm actually going to check the long to shorts and the liquidations for you quickly. Um, and of course, like I said, we've got loads of data coming in today and tomorrow, so be careful about if you're trading on high leverage and jumping in and out of the market. Yes, all that liquidity to the downside has been taken. I need to get it on a higher time frame. Actually, not too much on the map, on the 1 month map at the moment. So we could be in for a little bit of sideways and chop just to build back up the liquidity on both sides. And the long to short ratio is 55% long, and the long accounts are coming down massively from 2 to 1 last night to 1.18 to 1. So that's really good. As we're seeing this pump, the plebs are shorting, which is nice. They're really quick to short upside structure. What we want to see when we come down for the higher low is not not them longing. So if the long to short ratio goes back to like 1.8 to 1 and we get down to the yearly open, we need to see a weekly close above it. If not, we're probably going to go a little bit further, maybe down into 87. We'll see. It possibly could go even lower. But right now, it looks good, and we're looking for the higher low anywhere. A really bullish higher low would be on the weekly open at like 94.6. And yes, that would be very, very lovely. So, USDT dominance actually had a really, really massive wick up on the daily candle, and we have since been failing underneath the yearly open. So this was interesting to see as Sunday into Monday, we were pumping up, and it looked like we had broken out on the USDT dominance, and we were probably going to get something quite nasty. But it does look like we are going to go back down to 4%, so that is not looking too bad at all. We'll look at the totals quickly. Not really too much to say, just kind of looks like it's going to go sideways for a little bit. But significantly, we have reclaimed the yearly open and the weekly open. Definitely not out of the woods yet, but it's going to be an interesting weekly close this week. And the total 2 actually hasn't lost its low from December. and is currently trying to reclaim its weekly momentum. So very interesting. We have got a sell signal yesterday on that massive wick down, but it's not the end of the world. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how ETH sort of like handles it. ETH Bitcoin retesting the all time low here. Um, Alt's suffering a bit in this upside move for Bitcoin with all the volatility. Um, I'm actually just going to look at the ETH chart quickly. Um, mm, it's, I mean, it doesn't look the worst, but it also doesn't look the best right now. Um, we've come and retested here. I want to see. I mean, ideally, yearly open on the weekly time frame would be great, but we do have some bearish div on the weekly. That is very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, even with this low, like I've said, on a lot of these alts, we're probably going to bullishly diverge massively on the daily and then get a go at the highs up here um, in here. So yeah, not looking too bad after that nice little buyback this morning, and we're getting a lot of shorts in the market, so we want to see that continue. A little bit of tea. Now, I have been talking extensively, mainly about spot buying sort of like strong coins like AI and Injective. And yeah, they're not looking too bad. I've still got my stink bids set on Injective like 16 to 18, like around here in this range low. If we do get like a really nasty sort of like 85k move on Bitcoin, people start panicking and stuff. Just at the low of the range, and it's not looking too bad at the moment. I did have an order set on render actually. Let me just get rid of all these drawings. So I'm currently in a little low leveraged long on render, which I'm probably going to take profit on right now, just because this could be an underside retest as we look to have a lower low from here. So this could be the bottom, this could not be the bottom. I don't really know, but we'll just play it as it comes to it. I'm definitely going to take profit on that quickly, just to de-risk it. I had a little order just set from ages ago. It must have been in December when we were like up at the top. So it's up a nice little 20%. But yeah, Doge. I think I was saying up here that I would be interested if it came back down to this like consolidation range in here. And we got a perfect retest on the yearly open. Probably that looks like bull div as well. I'm not sure if that's a lower close, but yeah, it looks pretty decent. All these strong coins, regaining levels, yearly open, obviously super important now. And oh, whoops, we're probably gonna get something not too bad. Probably a bounce up to 3.8 maybe on Doge, which would be quite nice. Um, yeah, but not too much on that because I didn't actually have any orders set. Funnily enough, I was saying I'm going to be a bidder in here, but I didn't have any orders set. Um, Lastly, what I was talking about extensively in the last week is based AI on spot, of course. I wanted to focus more on my spot bags and not get chopped out on leverage before waiting on some actual direction and some news this week, and then Trump coming in and stuff like that. It was really easy to get chopped out in the downside move until we've regained something. Now we have regained something. I might be looking more into leverage, but the spot buys are going very well. I was saying that I'm going to average into this below $4. So I had orders $4, 3.9, 3.7, 3. All the way down to 3.5 basically, and this wick was really nice. We're trying to get above this high at 4.5 right now, which would be really, really good. Because then if we came up into here, did a higher high from here, this would be the low that we don't want to lose. Higher low in here, and we're looking good. But yeah, that's based AI was on the altcoin market super list that we did, and it's at quite small market cap, so it's been garnering a lot of interest from me recently just on spot. Yeah, not major buybacks on altcoins yet, but For example, SMT still at the bottom structure, has made a new low, but we have since regained it. Probably going to look like absolutely nothing on the weekly. Oh, we actually closed the weekly below. Interesting. Definitely an area if you wanted to pick up some cheap spot SMT that you should be looking at potentially buying some if we come back down into it. But yeah, we could always go a little bit lower, so don't splurge all your dry powder and just keep it in mind that we could not be out of the woods yet. It's looking decent, but we could not be out of the woods yet. So we want to see that higher low. But yeah, definitely cause to get a little bit excited, especially with Trump coming in and stuff like that. And yeah, just be careful on days like today and tomorrow when we have a lot of data coming in. Excuse me, and we're probably going to get a nice bit of volatility. So that will be the main roundup for me. If anyone has any, that was quite quick actually. I'm sure I might just go through a little bit of the altcoin market, even though it's not looking as amazing as Bitcoin and ETH or as interesting for the general health of the market. But if anyone's looking at any trades in anything, looking at any interesting coins, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm still like heavily banking on Injective doing something really good this cycle. Like I think if Sui's gone to 10 bill and what was the other one? Sorry, I need to just go to the rankings. Sui's over 10 bill. It did 15 at its peak. I think Injective can easily do 10. Sui did 10 and H bar's at 10. Sui's actually at 14, so it hit 15. H bar's at 10, Polkadot's at 10. I think Injective could do 10 quite easily. And it's currently sitting like around 2. So that's my main like safe altcoin pick that if we do get big dumps, I'll just be buying massive, nice amounts on spot. Fed also looks pretty decent. We probably might get a weekly close above the yearly open if we can. It'll be looking super bullish. We also are forming some bull div on the daily after that close, and we've got a nice wick into this low structure. So it's looking quite decent, and a lot of these alts are bullishly divving on the daily. And if I probably turn my bands on, all the combination daily bands will be in here. So daily band, again, daily band. Let's have a look at Doge. Not quite. ETH, daily band. Bitcoin, if it loads. What do you know? Daily band, wick in. So yeah, it's looking pretty decent so far. And I do have some stink bids set on Popcat in here just because it looks a bit weak, by the way. That is another thing. Just like some little stink bids around, probably like, yeah, just anywhere in here on low leverage. As if we did get that one more. There could be one more. We always know there's one more. Then yeah, it'll probably just trigger in the night and I'll forget about it. The best trades always happen like that. You just set like a stink bid and you're like, okay, if it hits, it hits. And then like 2 weeks later, it just randomly hits. And you're like, oh, 100% up, nice. So yeah, that's about it for my market update. I'm going to move into the chat quickly and see what you guys are doing this morning or this evening. Super bearish on E fundamentals now. I've been holding since 40 cent. Damn, bro. You're a real OG. Thinking about selling. Yeah. I mean, this cycle hasn't been as good for ETH. It's actually struggled a lot. Now, Viking says that's because of like when they switched. I'm not sure which way they switched from. Was it from proof of stake to proof of work, or was it the other way around? I'm not 100% sure. But if you're thinking of selling from 40 cents, I'm not going to stop you because the gain is absolutely crazy. But what I will say is that I do think ETH will have its day in the sun. Even though it's not as good as maybe it's not as hot as something like Sol this year, I still do think. I mean, I find it hard to fathom that ETH can't wouldn't break its all-time high this cycle, especially if Bitcoin went to 150k. You know what I mean? Like as on a face value, if you said that to me 2 years ago, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy, bro. You're absolutely insane. Um, but I do hear what you're saying about the fundamentals and the way the chart's looking and stuff like that. But I still do think it should be doing at least. I mean, I don't want to tell you what it should do and what it's gonna do and stuff like that. But I'd be very surprised if ETH didn't do like 8 to 10k. You know, really surprised actually. And I know it's quite hard to say that right now with ETH looking a bit rough, but I mean, I I just don't know how it hasn't broken its all-time high yet. I guess I guess Sol's taken all the liquidity from it, right? In which I did
So
buy some spot down into here on this wick. Hello, who's that? Is that Edran?
sorry for interrupting you. I'm really
Adriano?
sorry for it. Just want to add up something what you said. And I agree with you
Yes, for
completely.
sure.
But honey and silk, don't get me wrong. If I was you, I would never sell everything. You have the most perfectly entry what you can have. I mean, fucking 40 cent, right?
Hmm.
Think about it. Don't you even dare sell everything. Just take a little bit profit. That's all. Just a little bit, like 5% or whatever. It depends what your position is. But don't you ever sell everything because that position you will never get back.
Mhm.
And you will regret it when you're gonna sell it now and we will go higher. And even yeah, if have a struggle and rough couple months or a year, it still will perform a little bit more. Because it's Eve. I mean, you know.
That's a good point. I mean, if you're talking about spot as well, you're never
So
gonna get ETH below like even probably $1,000 again. Like if you've got ETH that you've bought at 40
yep,
cents and you must have hundreds. You know what I mean? Like you're never gonna get that entry price. So he's right. If you're thinking about selling everything, you're probably just a bit fearful. But yeah, I definitely agree with that. And ETH, it will have its day in the sun. It will. It's got to. I mean, it doesn't have to, but yeah, we're getting some bull div on the daily as well, and yeah, it's not looking too bad.
yeah, there you go. You see, even if he said he bought it with BTC when BTC was at 300 bucks, imagine that price. You will never get that back
You're
anymore.
never
And
ever gonna get that.
believe me, you will be thankful when you're gonna keep it when you have it right now. Sell, just take a little bit profit, just a little bit constantly when you make like, for example, new all-time high or I don't know, we'll go to 6K or whatever. Just take a little bit profit, keep it really. Even if you are we going back to the bear market, keep it. You know, you're gonna be really thankful in like 10 or maybe 20 years or whatever when you're gonna be going with retirement or something.
That's a really good point. Um,
Those
yeah,
kind of positions you never sell. Never.
I mean, you're never ever gonna get that again, and whether it was a master stroke from you or a bit of a fluke, not saying it was either, but you're right on the money with that. So, like, I find it really hard to believe that at some point in the near future, ETH doesn't go to 10k with all the ETFs and just how
It
much it's
will.
used. Like, think about how much sometimes I know you probably don't have this silk, but sometimes you just need to buy like $100 of ETH for gas or something. Like people are gonna be doing that for years, all the time,
Yep.
because it's gonna be used. It's not gonna be phased out. I mean, a lot of people think Sol is gonna be the next big thing, but everyone always says that every cycle, and ETH always sticks around. Because it's used the most. It literally has value because it has a use case. It has value because it's being used every day by thousands of people. So I definitely agree with you there. Near and dupe for low lev. Looking at near to retrace 460. And then say. They went to POW. Proof of shit. Yeah, you're a legend, bro. You're a real OG. Good evening. Good evening, Cycle. Nice to see you in here. Near dupe say. Okay, nice. So near actually doesn't look great at the moment on the daily. Like with most coins, we are getting some bull div. It'll probably be here to here. I was drawing really badly. That was also drawn really badly, but yes, we are bull div. Actually, it's probably here to here, but it doesn't really matter. Here to here. But right now we're getting rejected on the daily by this, and this is quite important to gain back. So right now it looks like an underside retest, which opens up the potential for $4. Um, Possibly before long this, I would like to see a regain of that. We do have 2 wicks into the band, so per my scalping strategy, this would actually be a good long on the daily. But I would wait for confirmation as we're not out of the woods yet on Bitcoin to possibly long this. I'm going to go on the 4 hour and see if it looks any better. But we do really want to see us regain something of note before longing this. Um, right now it just looks like a bearish retest because we do have a lower low from here, and we're currently testing it as resistance, of course. So I would not be looking at near right now. Definitely watch the 4 hour close on it because we could get a 4 hour close above the yearly open. But yeah, just be a bit cautious, especially we've got lots of data coming in. You could just do this and then come and get regain, close the weekly above the yearly open, and then yeah, not looking one of the best to be honest. Let's have a look at dupe quickly on the daily. Looking a lot better. Looking a lot better. Yes, the combination band in here. We've also got, I guess, that and that as the lows, kind of. I'll just keep that one on. So we've wicked into the lows. Again, we're underside retesting the yearly open as resistance. We are bullishly diving. Yes, we're bullishly diving, as like on a lot of altcoins, but this is not enough just to take a trade on itself. This wick's really nice. I really like that, especially as it's in the combination band. But again, price action is king, and we're doing underside retest of the yearly open at the moment, and even the weekly actually, which is a little bit weaker. So I wouldn't be running to the hills on this yet. Possibly there's actually, if we do get one more, there's actually a low leverage long in here. Just because we're at the bottom of the range, and this is the prior high where it launched. So here. That could be a possibility, but right now I would be just being a little bit patient here. And let's just have a look at the 4 hour quickly. Yeah, it needs to regain something here. We've done the initial like bounce really nicely, but we haven't actually regained anything on some of these alts. So just be cautious. Keep watching it. Something like render, which is like looking way better, which I'll show you for comparison, is that we have. Let's go look on the daily. We haven't made a lower low on the daily. We've got a massive wick, and we're above the yearly open. So this is like something which is looking way stronger than the other two that you sent me. So if I look at the daily band, not quite in the daily band yet, but yeah, be patient. Just be patient. Better sit on your hands now. I mean, I was buying spot over the weekend, and not really yesterday, but yeah, when we were dumping and stuff. Not operating too much in leverage just because it's a bit uncertain and it's really easy to get chopped out on weeks like this before the presidential election with all the news and stuff like that. So if we do see like really strong regains like we did on Bitcoin on some of these alts, I'll be more than happy to jump in. But at least a daily close is required on above some important stuff. But injective actually looks decent. Like, this is another coin that looks strong. I'm gonna sneeze. This is another coin that looks really strong because we haven't made a new low from the end of the December. We got 2 wicks into the daily combination band and we're above the yearly open. So that's what I'm looking at as strong coins. It's not going to bullishly diverge, but yeah, even though we're still not out of the woods on this yet, we actually do have, if you can see on the daily, let me just zoom in here. We've got a low here. Whoops. We've got a low here, a higher high, and a higher low above the yearly open with a massive wick. So, looking pretty decently strong on injective. Say, yes. Let's have a look at say. Again, bullishly diverging on the daily time frame, which I think I was saying a lot on Monday, that a lot of these coins are going to bullishly diverge if we make a new low on the daily, which we have. Let's just check. Not quite in the combination band, which is down beneath this low, which there's probably quite a lot of liquidity underneath here. We have had a nice wick and a decent buyback, but we're currently backtesting the weekly open as resistance. So bearish retest of the daily of the yearly open here, bearish retest of the weekly open here, possibly one more down, and then maybe a double bottom on this low. If we can hold this low, it'll be really good. It will be actually looking pretty darn decent for a low and then a high and then a higher low here. And we'll see if we can regain the yearly open and come up into here and then possibly do something like that. That would make sense to me. But yeah, again, that looks quite nice on the 4 hour, but we're bearishly retesting. This is really important. This is going to be really important on a lot of alts. If we do get the rejection on a lot of these alts, there is a possible buy in here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be so eager to jump into the market on leverage and stuff like that, stuff like this. But definitely has potential to look good. If we can get above, I would say 395 or 38 at the minimum. Hello. Anyone else lost stream? No. Is the stream all good? All good for him. Hello, hello. Go, I'm back in. Yeah, it should be good. Sit on your hands. Yes, sit on your hands for now. Keep saying you've been disconnected. Sit tight. I hope that's all good for you, Harps, brother. Yeah, you might need to update it, like Adrian said. Sue was quite strong today. Slow beat short on that today. Frustrating. We'll have a look at Sue. Prime, Echelon Prime. Yes, we'll have a look at Prime as well. What's happened to my mouse? Sui, yeah, Sui's really strong. Again, I think I'm going to parrot a lot of the things that I've said on a lot of these stuff, on a lot of these alts. We haven't regained anything of importance here. We've done the retest. I'm pretty sure this blue line is the daily swing, yeah. So that's daily swing. The weekly open comes in right at the daily swing here. And it looks like we're bearishly retesting it at the moment. Now we have held this low as for now, which is very interesting. So if we come down and hold it again, it'll probably be looking like a double bottom, or possibly could have the famous smiley face Wanger, inverse Wanger. Right now, to say we're still in a downtrend here, nothing of importance has been regained unless we do probably this high here, where we just pumped to, and we We've bearishly retested it right now, so if I go to the hourly, you'll be able to see it. Daily swing retest, and then the second one on this wick, currently coming back down. Um, could be quite interesting in between 2, 5, and 3, and definitely the potential to go and retest in here underneath the yearly open for sure. But yeah, we're still in the downtrend, as you can see. High, low, 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 and that has not changed as of yet. But definitely a strong coin. It's been holding up pretty darn well, and yeah, the upside structure is still intact, especially on the daily. Um, that daily swing, I think, is quite important, especially that daily swing in the weekly open, quite important to regain. And say this and the yearly open is quite important to hold on the daily for more upside. But yeah, it's probably going to go sideways for a little bit. Actually, yeah. In the grand scheme of things, probably sideways, but a lot of volatility up and down this week. What was the other one? Echelon Prime, yes. Can you have a look at APT and TIA? Yes, for sure. For sure, for sure. I was going to buy some Echelon Prime once upon a time. Hey. Um, but the market cap was a little bit too high for me, for my liking. Ooh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, ooh, I actually quite like this. This is really nice. So, this high is quite important. We have high, 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 low, high, low, and we're currently holding sort of, I guess there's a swing in here and this, and the yearly open as well, which is really nice. Upside structure chart. Let's just have a look where the daily band is. A little bit lower. This low is for, as long as we hold that, we'll still be uptrending. On the 4 hour, we've actually got into the into the combination band, and have since regained the daily open, the yearly open, the weekly open, every open. So I'd probably expect this to come possibly into here, which would be really good for the chart, and then maybe get a retest of the yearly open for some trend change. But yes, this actually looks like a really good chart. I actually really like this. I am a fan. This looks good. As long as we can hold. This low's important, but we want to see a hold of the yearly open now. Breaking this high on the 4 hour, which is nice. Next one's up here and there. So something like that. Pop the highs, come back down. Yeah. Looks good, man. I like it. I like it a lot. APT and TIA. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll have a little look at WorldCoin as well, just because it interests me. APT. Ah, yes. Interesting. So, bull diving on the daily, as a lot of these alts are. Nice wick into this demand zone, which we've held this low. I'm going to put the wick on. Probably in the combination band, yes, which is actually getting very tight, as this is sloping up into it, which is interesting. Could be quite a nice move coming. And on the 4 hour, we seem to be trying to regain some of these important levels, which is actually quite interesting. Now, like I'm probably going to say on a lot of the other altcoins, apart from maybe Prime and render and ejective. This is still in a downtrend, as you can clearly see. Um, this is quite important up here. The high, the low, the lower low, probably a lower high. We want to just regain this on the daily time frame and start messing about above the daily open. Another wick into the low, if we hold the low, would also be fine as well. At like 8 point, what is that, 8.1 or whatever. But not out of the woods yet. Definitely potential, and the weekly close is going to be quite important. If we do come up here and do that retest, it'll be looking quite good for that being the deviation and this being the bottom, but it's definitely just too early to tell on it. But it definitely has potential. There's potential here. There's potential for this wick to just be the you know, the deviation, like I said, and that's where everybody either capitulated or got bought in, or we could just see one more. There's always the chance for one more in crypto. One more, and then the regain. And we'll start going back up. What was the other ones? Absentia. Yeah, Tia's been having a rough time recently. Let's put these dailies on. Okay. So yeah, probably quite similar to a lot like APT. Some possible bullish divergence forming here, and currently above the yearly open, which is more than you can say for most altcoins. Nowhere near the combination band. We do have a higher high and then a lower low. There's actually probably a Stuber here. But that would be a Stuber short. I'm not really looking for shorts at the moment. Oh, that's the wrong one anyway. Um, whoops. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just going to parrot what I said on APT. Still on a downtrend. We have actually regained the yearly open, which is quite nice. Um, but I think this stuff is more important up here. To at least come in, like, test some of this and then maybe hold the low. I'm a little bit unsure on this compared to the other ones. I would probably like to see this low at least touched in here. Yeah, this looks like it could probably have one more. Unless we get a weekly close above the, basically above the yearly. I don't know, this is a little bit more neither here nor there. Still in a downtrend, but has reclaimed its yearly open. I'm actually not 100% keen on this. We have bullishly diverged on the 4 hour. You can see that very clearly from this low to this newer low. If this went a little bit deeper into this and then regained, I would actually be a lot more confident on it. But I think there's still potential for us to maybe hit into here. I think it's definitely close to the bottom though. Like, these lows are like not to be ignored. Like, this is the range lows. This is like, if we're about to go into a raging alt season, if you buy here, you're an absolute legend. You know what I mean? Like, you should not be selling here. No way. But yeah, nice little bit of movement. Alts are lagging behind a little bit, but it's nice to see a little bit of life in the crypto market. Let's hope it can continue. Cheers, appreciate it. No worries, brother. No worries. Let's have a look at XRP quickly. Yeah, still looking pretty strong, actually. Looking the strongest. Right up into that 12-hour bound, so I wouldn't be looking to long it here, though. in any case. But yeah, it looks really strong. BNB probably doing nothing. Yeah, it's just like a stable coin. Pepe, meh. Yeah. Yeah, so not a lot of action for me at the moment. I am in the render trade, and I should be in a dodge trade because I was talking about that extensively. Like up here, I was just saying if we do get the yearly open retest, it's going to be a good buy, and just, I was busy or something. Need to take my own advice, bro. But yeah, quite a nice little positive light on things after the dumpy Sunday into Monday. Well, the very dumpy weekend where bled. But just remember, we're not out of the woods yet, even though it is looking decent on some things. Some alts are definitely looking better than others. There's definitely a potential to do one more. But yeah, that will change if we can weekly close like above like 95.3. Like it looks really good at the moment. It looks really good. Even if we do come down and like do the yearly open retest and hold it, it will look really good as well. But yeah, that's one for the weekly close. So yeah, nice little stream today, guys. I'm just gonna check something else quickly. Can the plebs short more, please? Let's have a look on the hourly. Yeah, so on the 24-hour on retail, on the MDX one, we got 62.8% long on the 24-hour. Then if we go down to the 4-hour, it's 57.25 long. And then if we go down to the hourly, it's 54% long. So all the shorts have been coming in since yesterday, which is really nice to see. Hopefully Bitcoin can literally just do this. And that would be super bullish. And then stop around this high and make a nice little macro higher low. Well, not macro, but you know what I mean. And yeah, DXY still, yeah, BXY absolutely sucking dick right now. My country is in the toilet. We
Always
are
been.
an embarrass. Not, we haven't always been actually. We used to be a great country. We used to be the best country ever.
Oh yeah.
We actually used to be
Oh
the best
yeah.
country
There
ever.
you go again.
I'm
I
genuinely
poked the
being
bear.
I'm being serious, bro. I grew up in the best country, and then just fucking 2008 onwards, it's just been all downhill since.
Are you on fucking drugs, man?
Bro, I genuinely believe that I grew up in like the
Well,
best country with all my heart. That's why it breaks me
listen,
to see it
US,
now.
I thought you grew up in England.
USA,
I
US,
thought you grew
doesn't
up in
matter.
England.
I
Same
did,
shit.
yeah. I grew up in London.
Oh my god.
It wasn't always this
Listen,
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
bro. In the 2000s, it was.
Delusion. Delusion
no
is a
one,
city
no
in
one,
England, right?
no one remembered those days. No one remembers those years anymore.
Of course I do. I was a little
Don't live
kid
in
running around.
history.
Little kid running around with £1 in my pocket, buying anything I
Still,
wanted. Still fucking broke. Yeah, let me stop my
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
now.
USA, UK.